Chris from Better Editor created this amazing tool to add shot numbers in Premiere Pro super easily. So if you've got a timeline and have some clips in your video track 1, then it adds on video track 2 or 3 or so some numbers so that you can directly see this is clip number 1, this is clip number 2, fully automatically. After some questions in the forum, now I took this script and made it even easier to use. So let me show you how to use this new version. So in Automation Blocks for Premiere Pro, I go to load my modified add shot numbers v2 script. And you can see currently here in my sequence, I just have those clips. And now if I run the tool, it adds those motion graphics templates on top of them. And those motion graphic templates add these numbers that you can see here in the viewer. So indicating that this clip here is the 5th clip, for example. The script has some parameters, like if the text should be left or right aligned, the number of the first clip, the margin here, and opacity. And this number here says that it's currently inserted in track V3. So you could also set this to 2, for example, to insert it in V2. So we could say insert in V2 with right aligned numbers, for example. And if we run it again, you can see that we have another round of these motion graphics templates here on the right side. You can also see that to our project now here this folder motion graphics template media was added with the shot number template, which is exactly this one. So the template here is included in the script itself, so you don't need to install it or anything. If you want to use a custom template, you can do this too. So let's quickly take a look at the code. Let me maximize this here. So the one great thing about automation blocks is that you have this block code which allows you to customize virtually everything in your automations. And you don't need to understand the full code, just understand that here this is a part where the shot number mogurt is selected. So if you click on this file here, you can choose now another mogurt file if you want to use another mogurt instead. Now this other mogurt probably will have different parameters, right? So currently this mogurt, so you can see it has, for example, this checkbox right align, and it has this text which is called number and so on. If the things are named differently in your mogurt, or you have other parameters you want to set, let me just maximize this here again. You can see that so what this script is doing in this green block, this is executed for each clip. So for each clip in V1, we first create a mogurt, and then below here, all these green blocks are setting the mogurt parameters. So for example, here we set the right align checkbox to either true or false, depending on if this parameters here is set to right or left. And here we set the number text itself. Yeah, we set it to start number -1 plus counter. And if yours is named differently, select your motion graphics template in the timeline and then click on this refresh button here, and then it will update this drop down here to include all the parameters that your motion graphic template has. Yeah, so currently this contains all the parameters like color, scale, number, and so on. That the template we use have. And if you want to choose different parameters here of your template, then you first have to select your template in the timeline, click this refresh button, and then this list will update. And this will allow you, so by removing here all the blocks you don't need, so maybe your template does not have such a left-right checkbox, you can just right-click and say either temporarily disable this block, or you can entirely delete it. By taking this out and this here in again, and now you can put this in the garbage. So that's how you can adjust all the parameters of your motion graphics template, even if your parameters of your template are named differently. So that's how easily you can add shot numbers with automation blocks for Premiere Pro. I put the link to the automation blocks tool in the video description below. And of course, as all tools we create for automation blocks, you find it in the automation blocks community library. I'm Matthias from mamoworld.com, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next tutorial.